All right, good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Wednesday evening. We're at Silverstone for Division 2 of all right, good evening, ladies and gentlemen.
F3
Welcome
series.
to Wednesday evening. And we've got a 14, 15, 16 possibly cars on the timing system at the moment. It's me, Alan Paterson, in the booth tonight, and I'll be giving you coverage of this race from the guys at Silverstone tonight. We're just finishing the official open practice, and we're about to start official 15-minute qualifying, hopefully with no server problems like we had on Monday evening. And yes, welcome to everyone on the YouTube channel, which is flat sticks already. Hi guys, welcome. Dirk, Brand, Zane 3D, Peter Geldenhuis, the FIA stewards, they seem to be watching over our shoulders these days. Zander, how's it? Glad to have you all on board. Charles, Isaac, Randall, FIA stewards, everyone's here. Excellent. So, time has started. We should have our first guys going out onto the track. Here we go. Everyone coming out on an outlap at the moment. A lot of new people here tonight, and a lot of new visitors as well, and new members. Sas van der Westhuizen, it's his first race this evening with his new steering wheel. And a very special welcome to a very special gentleman by the name of Mr. Jason Holden Jones, who nobody knows. I joke, we all know him. He's our man. He is driving an F3 tonight. I have at the moment, excluding myself, I count 21 drivers currently on the track. So, full house of cars this evening. Guys in Division 2 said they're going to be showing all the drivers from Division 1 how this is done tonight. So, looking forward to that. A return visitor from our long-serving member Bjorn Buchner. He's here racing tonight. Let's just get some updates going here as we wait for the outlaps. At the moment I count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 people on mediums, 1, 2 on hards, and I've got Mr. Jason Holden Jones on softs at the moment with Melvin Goos and Warwick Stewart, 3 on softs. Yes, Dirk, exactly. Who says AC is dead? I think there's still a lot of other alternative series and races that we're going to get with AC, and those of us who are using it and racing with it, definitely going to keep on with it. Even if the GT3 series bumps into full-time on ACC, there's a lot of racing still to be had with this awesome little program. Okay. Waiting for some times here. Still don't have any official times with unless I'm missing something, but I don't think so. Let's just wait a little bit. We should see some times coming soon. On my timing system I have Moritz Malherbe currently on a 204.1 on medium tires. Second is Jason, oh, there we go. There come the times. Okay, so Moritz up at the top, a 148.495. That was everyone's outlaps. Here we go. Jason Holden Jones now pole, 147.3. Here comes Louis Safontaine. He should be posting a time up now, and he's in at a 149.7. Buchner, Bjorn Buchner, a 148.8. Marco Grucker, I think it is. He looks like a teammate to Bjorn Buchner. Same color scheme on that F3, orange and red, looks really nice. With 10 minutes to go. And good evening to Ultimesh Mohammed on the YouTube channel. Yeah, it looks like definitely GT3 is going to be the primary domain on ACC as far as we know. We might be mistaken. But AC is going to be used for a few other series. That's as much as I know. Right. So, 4 people currently posting official quick times. Yeah, that I might have been a bit optimistic with that driver list. I did have 1 or 2 drivers here who have now left the server. So numbers are coming down. At the moment we're sitting on 16 drivers. We have our very well known Mr. Ryan Hill, our Discord master and administrator, and he's going farming in that F3. He is the administrator of the F3 series and does an awesome job with it. But having a tough time getting a lap in here by the looks of things. Okay, so 5 drivers now with current times. Louis Safontaine bumps in with a 149.5 as Mr. Goos goes to the top. Melvin Goos, a 147.112. So times are heating up here. Louis Safontaine pulling over. There's Bjorn currently on a lap. He's almost up on his delta. Only just. We'll see how he gets round on this lap. Yes, thanks Kat. Kat's name on YouTube. I must tell Ryan this is the GP F3 series and not Rallycross. Jeez. That was insane. He was cutting the grass then. No. Okay, Bjorn's dropped off on his delta here, unfortunately. The newcomer, Sass van der Westhuizen, having a bit of braking and now a bit of sliding issues. I feel for you guys. I have done some testing with these cars when my teammates, Barry Mayer and Neil Berger and Andy Walbolt drive them. I can't keep these things in a straight line. They're literally like on-off switches. I'm not fast enough, so I've chosen not to run the F3 series at all. Stefanus Engelbrecht currently on an outlap here. As we see, 9 drivers have posted times with 7 minutes left, and Stefanus on his outlap and obviously well up on his delta. A little bit of a lock up there, but we'll see how he goes as he goes through club. Onto the new start finish line. Somebody idling at the pits there. So this must be his outlap. Currently 2/10 up as he goes around village. We'll watch him go around and get his first official quick lap in. Dirk, totally. The older I get, the faster I was. That's exactly it, my man. I have to be honest, I we try and keep up with our own local alien Kieran Paterson, and he just goes into the sunset, and yet he's on the same equipment, driving the same cars with the same setups. It just makes me mad. So seeing online, unfortunately, Mr. Peter Krayling, he's just had a power failure in his complex. There's a whole lot of blue language coming out of that man's mouth right now on Discord. Sorry, Peter. Might as well join us on the YouTube channel, buddy. I think Mr. Engelbrecht went a bit wide there while I was just catching up on the YouTube channel. So, Melvin currently quickest here. I really like this as he flies into the pit lane. It's a great looking colour scheme, that. Jason out on the track, going for another quick lap. Clearly we've been missing the racing that this man does, because he's currently second quickest. Obviously enjoys the high speed component of the F3 series, so it should be good to watch. There we go, Mr. Engelbrecht in with a 1:54.6. So we've got 10 drivers currently posting official lap times of 15. Zander, I don't think he's yelled. I've got his name here, but I don't think he's connected. So, and we got a Mr. Mark van Rensburg joining us in the F3, our Bentley specialist from ACC, in a superb looking McLaren. And also on an official outlap, this is going to be his first lap time. Charles Isaac Randall asking, are we doing another interview? At the moment, I think we're going to reserve that for the Monday night coverage. We will line up somebody for the next race, and we'll see how it goes. We'll see if we can maybe throw in winning drivers, or yeah, maybe, I don't know. Let's see how it goes tonight. Possibly. I'm not going to say anything right now. Okay, I seem to have my numbers increasing, so somebody else has joined the server. Oh, we have a Mr. van Rensburg blitzing the field with a 1:46.8. Currently in pole position with 3 minutes 20 seconds to go. Here we're on board with Moritz Malherbe. These awesome liveries. Moritz currently lying third. Oops, careful there, just ahead of you. Yes, who is that? I do like that car. That's, I think, Mr. Daryl Mulder, sorry. It's a pretty looking car, this. So, YouTube channels are definitely shouting for an interview, possibly with our good friend Mr. Peter Geldenhuis. Mr. Geldenhuis, I suppose I'm going to have a little chat with you just now, so don't run away. If I can ask you to get into the SRSA off-air channel close to the end of the race, please, on Discord. Thank you, Peter. Yes, Ultimesh, definitely. This is Sass's debut race. He got his steering wheel. I think 3 days ago, and has been asking for a lot of help on the Discord channels. Ryan's been giving him a lot of help. Currently sitting in the pits. Here we have Mr. Marius Pretorius now out on the track in the the pink version of the the camo paint jobs. Stunning paint jobs, these. Just getting all my ducks in a row here with the drivers and who's who. With a couple of seconds left in this, and we'll be then going officially to the race in a minute and a half's time here. So at the top, Mark van Rensburg, Jason Holden-Jones also dropping into the 46s, a 1:46.9. Great lap time there. Currently 4/10 down on his lap here, so he's not going to go give Mark too much trouble here. Who else is on a quick lap? We've got Marco Gracca or Grassa. How do you say that? He's very close to his delta, so he might make up a position or two. Flying Gypsies. Thanks simCP Racing on the YouTube channel. Yeah, Peter, you there? I'll see you just now, pal. Let's come have a chat. Okay. Maggots and Beckett's. Oh, Marco getting sideways and doing a Tokyo Drift number on us here. Melvin, my man, Melvin Goos is trying to get a lap in. His delta's not moving, so I think he's on an out lap, but they're in overtime now, so handful of chaps still out on the track. I'm going to be going to a fast ad break here, and we'll be back very shortly, so don't go anywhere, boys and girls. Welcome back. We're here, we're ready, looking at the field with 30 seconds to go. Nice full field of cars, very colourful looking grid. From the top back, Mark van Rensburg, Jason Holden-Jones, Moritz Malherbe, Warwick Stewart, Melvin Goos, Marco Gracca, Daryl Mulder, Louis Safontaine, Bjorn Buchner, Stefan Engelbrecht, Ryan Hill, Reino Olifi, Jude Stewart, and the lights are coming on. Let's see how it goes here, people. Reds, reds, reds. Greens, and we're off. Let me get my car off the track. Back on there. There we go. All done. And through the loop, everyone behaving. It looks like Jason's dropped down one and Moritz Malherbe has gone to the second place. Forecast through, everyone seems to be good all the way down the back. And look at this, down the Wellington Straight, Mark van Rensburg's pulling out a gap. Everyone looking in good order. Yes, looks like a good start all the way down the field. Safontaine gone ahead of Stewart for 9th place, but other than that, Here we go. Jason Holden-Jones up the back of Moritz Malherbe as they go through Copse Corner and towards Maggots and Beckett's. This is our timing. Look at this. This is going to look amazing through here. It's a great view, actually. Here comes the whole field as they pour through. You don't want to make... Oh, we got a McLaren going... Oh, it just held on, whoever that was. I think that was... I'm not too sure who, sorry. Let me get my YouTube channel back. Okay, with you. Yep. Hello, Neil Berger. Welcome to the channel. Okay, Stewart, Safontaine. Here we go. Sideways, next to each other, into Vale. Oh, nice and close. Everyone avoiding contact and doing a good job. It's Jude Stewart in the McLaren. I think he was having a bit of a hard time coming through. Oh, someone's spinning back there. That's Van der Merwe. Re-enters at the back. Go Sus, go. It's a trial by fire for our newbie. And he's at the back of the grid. Back up to the front. Mark van Rensburg's pulling out a gap. Moritz Malherbe in second with Jason right under his wing. Everybody running DRS systems here. Oh, they run very wide here into Brooklands. And Jason's pounced on that and popped up into second. Melvin's looking for an opportunity here as well as Moritz is struggling to get drive out of that corner. Through Woodcote into the old start-finish line, and there's going to be a move here for sure. Moritz is under huge pressure here from Melvin. I love this view through Maggots and Beckett's. It's amazing. They're all piled through in single file. Everyone's looking good. Got Warwick Stewart here putting on a lot of pressure on Bjorn Buchner. A lot of pressure. It's looking to the outside of Stowe. It's a brave man to go around here on the outside. Pulls in behind him as they go through there. Warwick looking to make up some positions. Oh, Bjorn locks up a little bit, runs deep. Through club, onto the new start finish straight. Okay, everyone's behaving. Right, 3 laps done. Warwick definitely pushing hard. Ooh, that was close. That was, oh, look at that. There's a bit of opportunistic overtaking by Jude Stewart. Is there a relationship here? Warwick Stewart and Jude Stewart. Are these family members? Or is that just by name? Maybe someone can tell us. Tires. Yes, sir. Sorry. Mark van Rensburg, Jason and Moritz on mediums. Melvin Goos is out there on softs, as is Warwick Stewart. Ryan Hill's the only one out there on hards with Louis Safontaine, Reino Olivier, Sus. Everyone else is on mediums. So it's a bit of a mixed bag. The majority is on mediums. Melvin is the highest placed car on softs in third place, and they must be red. I don't know. I don't know if this is going to be an early stop and then he's going to change to mediums or hards. Warwick Stewart back here in 9th is also on softs. I agree, Neil. Brave man to be riding softs. Charles, pit stop times. Oh, Mr. Buchner having a big slide through there. I cannot tell you what the complete time is. I suppose we could do a time. We could time somebody when we see somebody going into the pits, but I can't tell you overall. I would hesitate to guess in the 25 to 30 seconds range. Your stop time is minimal. Your stop times, from what I could see on Monday night, 3 to 5 seconds maximum, and then you're going. unless there's damage. But the drive through is going to be about 25 seconds. Yeah, we're looking at Jason piling on the pressure onto Mark van Rensburg and going around the outside of him through Luffield, and he's now taken the position. That is some amazing cornering from Jason. I don't know if Mark had a problem coming into that whole complex, but Jason's driven around Mark van Rensburg, and he's heading off. We just caught the tail end of that. Further back in the field, Safontaine and Pretoria swapping positions here for 11th and 12th position. Also some close racing. Oh, Marius Pretoria is trying to go up the inside through Cops. Safontaine getting the drive, and here they go. Flat sticks up into Maggots. Beckett's. Drop a gear down, hug that apex. Go. Chappell onto the straight. He's dropped a bit of position, a bit of distance back there. Ryan Hill currently sitting in 10th place, Arco Racing, and lapping some 2.9, now 3 seconds back from behind Mr. Warwick Stewart. And comes over to clock up lap number 5 with 37 minutes to go of this 45-minute race. Monday night we saw a couple of very different pit stop strategies, with guys coming in earlier in the first third or first quarter of the race, and then more of the other drivers coming in at the usual mid distance. I'm not too sure what we'll see tonight, but I don't know if that was strategy or possibly with incorrect tyre choices and people coming in early, maybe repair some damage and change tyres. So we'll see how it goes. So far everyone's going well. Mark hanging on to the back of Jason Holden-Jones, half a second back, as you can see. And then everyone getting reasonably spaced out behind them. I am keeping my eye very carefully open on any of the gaps, and it's Stewart. Warwick Stewart right up the back here, Bjorn Buchner again, but he has a hard time going through Chappell and onto the straight. Drops a back a little bit. No, makes it up. Bjorn Buchner is not opening his DRS, as you can see. Oh, look at that. From how far back did... oh, there was... oh dear. Bjorn closing the door. Warwick coming through the apex, through that corner. A bit of contact. I'll leave that one up to Ryan to make a call on. Anyway, he's going again. Only lost 2 positions. We'll have to see. Welcome Hans Roos. He's here for support for Sus, our new chap. And I'll tell you what, Sus is definitely not last. He has moved up. Sus is sitting 14th. He's 2 positions up. I don't know what's happened with Sheldon Kroenevold here. Maybe he just joined late, but he's 4 laps down. So that's what I think maybe happened. He might have joined the race a little bit late. Yeah, I can't be 4 laps. Yeah, he's joined late. Oh, there's a lot going on behind him there. Is this the leaders coming through? Yes, it is. This is Jason coming through with Mark van Rensburg and Mr. Melvin Goes putting a lot of pressure on Mark van Rensburg here. Let's watch these guys for a bit. Chris Youngka on YouTube. Hi guys. And welcome Chris. Good to see you with us. Currently have 19 people watching on the YouTube channel. Great stuff for Div 2. Nice, Melvin, nice through there. Club's corner onto the start-finish line. They go over to start their 7th lap. Jason still out ahead doing 148.8. Mark 149.8. Must have had a bad moment somewhere through some traffic. Melvin's quick and he's right on his tail on the back of Mark van Rensburg here. Both of them on the tail of Jason Holden-Jones, so you don't want to be making a mistake now. 4th place, we've got Moritz Malherbe, a little bit further back as you can see, 3.2 seconds back. 5th place, Marco Gracca, 1.6 seconds. Ooh, what is that? Oh, they're passing that, I think they're passing Mr. Groenewald. Oh dear. A bit of ping going on there. So we've got Mr. van der Westhuizen in the pits. Sass pitting early. I don't know if anyone hit a stop clock, but I'm kind of guesstimating. He stops. This shouldn't be long. That's what I thought. 3-4 seconds. Drive out. Yeah, it's going to be about 25 to 30 seconds for complete pit stop. Sass coming out on hards now, as far as I can see. I don't know what he was on, but he's now on hards. Melvin, all over the back of Mark van Rensburg, like a rash. These three are definitely pulling away now. They're 3.8, almost 4 seconds up the road from Moritz Malherbe. Further back in the field, Stewart and Oliver are dicing for 12th and 13th. Warwick Stewart and Rainer Olifi swapping positions. And that's it. No one else pretty much close at the moment. Daryl Mulder is about a second back from Jude Stewart here. Melvin, as I switch to him, runs a bit wide through Cops. Still chasing hard on Mark van Rensburg, who's chasing just as hard at Jason. It's amazing how much time can be made up through that complex, the high-speed Maggots, Beckett's, and down the Hanger Straight. Thank you, Peter Geldernes. He timed that. He said it's approximately 30 seconds from going over the entry to the exit line. Dirk Brandt's just shouting for everyone to have a good race. Go, boys, go. I totally agree. It's awesome to watch. Pretorius and Stewart changing positions again. Mark van Rensburg now very close again and seems to have got a second wind. Yeah, 7/10 off the back end of Jason Holden-Jones as they come into Brooklands. So we have Jason and Mark both on mediums. Melvin Ghost struggling in third place, I'm definitely sure, but doing quite well on softs. And then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 drivers down to Jude Stewart in 8th, all on mediums. We've got oh no, Mark van Rensburg spun it. Oh, it's a good recovery. Is he going to lose another place? He is. Grasser coming past Gracca. So Mark's gone down to 5th place. Melvin Ghost goes up into 2nd. That was a big move. That was a big issue for Mark there. He's going. Tyres should be cooling down and coming back to normal, but that puts Melvin Koos up into second and Moritz Malherbe into third. I'm sure we'll see Mark maybe drive back from this position. Let's see how he does. Jude Stewart. Into the pits. There's the line. Bouncing off the pit limiter. So 5 seconds. 10. Trying to find his box. 15. 20. Stops. Refuel. Tire change. Stewart on mediums. Right. Currently exiting. This puts at 10 laps. 30, 25, going on to 30, now heading into 35. Yeah, 30 to 35 seconds. Great stuff. Melvin pushing hard to try and close the gap to Jason. They're now 5.8 seconds up the road from Moritz in third place. But Mark is definitely driving hard and trying to get back some positions. He's chasing Graka. Ooh, thought he had a little bit of a slide again, but it was just the camera angle. Made up some good time through that part of Chapel onto the straight. Not yet in the draft, but has DRS open and is flying. Stewart and Pretorius again, more position changes further back. Buchner and Mulder position changes. What's going on here? Oh, Darrell. He lost it coming out of onto Hanger Straight. Hill's gone past. Okay, what else? Mark, look at this. Here we go. Through farm curve. On the brakes. Oh, he's gone too long. Graka outbraked himself. Couldn't deal with the pressure and Mark's inherited fourth. Graka's back on, but he's dropped good 1.5, 2 seconds back. Down to fifth place. Mark up into fourth. And next man up the road for him is Moritz. Melvin, 7/10 behind Jason. Lap 11, 25 minutes left. 2 to 3 laps and we should see some pit stops coming up. All good on the YouTube channel. Great stuff. Thanks for joining me, gents. Right, Mark van Rensburg. Oh, Marco Graka going wide again onto the Hanger Straight. Mark van Rensburg's past him. He's gone up into fourth place. And he goes past Moritz Malherbe and straight into third place. Almost didn't even see that happen, it was so fast. Jeez. So, Mark back up into third. And he's going to be pushing hard to try and get onto the back of Melvin, who is 8 seconds up the road. That happened really quickly. Darrell Mulder. Having a little race of his own here, down for 9th and 10th with Louis Safontaine. Pretorius. Oh, we've got a change back here. Willie Feeder and Stewart. I think these guys have been changing positions all race. Awesome camera angles. This is one good thing that goes for AC, I must say, is the coverage mode and the TV camera angles. They look very good, very realistic. Willie Fee, Pretorius. Oh, he had a spin. He's dropped 2 positions. Willie Fee's gone ahead. Engelbrecht into the pits. Stefanus Engelbrecht from 14th place. Sas van der Westhuizen, who had fallen back down into 15th, trying to make up time as Jason does a 1:47.5, quickest lap of the race. Look at this. Melvin Goos on softs is 0.8 of a second, as you can see, right on the tail of Jason, doing really well, and hopefully his network hangs on long enough for him to finish this race and he doesn't drop from ping rates or anything like that. Barry Mayer, welcome to the YouTube channel, buddy. Thanks for coming. Hans Roos, exciting race it is. Neil, please show the viewers an onboard shot of Jason going through Maggots and Beckett's. Alrighty, let's do that right now. This is basically what you see when you're driving these things. The hides a lot of your view from what you're seeing straight ahead. Although you do have an option to disable that, so I'm sure a lot of the drivers have it disabled, but this is what we see. Oh, did Melvin go in? Yes, Melvin's in the pits, so he's gone in on his softs. We shall see what he comes out in. And that's 21 minutes, so yep, pretty much on song for the next for his lap. Next pit stop for Jason. I think it'll be the next lap round. Chris, I agree. It's not a good view. It's very you don't see that much, so you got to give credit where it's due, man. The guys who do these, who race these cars really well, and they can put up with this view and see the corners and the curbs and the apexes, I have heaps of respect. My guys, Neil Berger, Andy Walbolt, etc., all the other drivers who race this class, this is not an easy class. Okay, here we go with the pit stops. Graka's moving up. Buchner, he had a little bit of another off there. No contact made, all good. Stewart, okay, we've got Mulder in the pits, Stewart in the pits, 3 guys in the pits. Safontaine moves up. Here comes Jason, and I'm convinced he'll be peeling off to go into the pits now. Let's watch. The leader's gonna... And he does. So in Jason goes. There's the timing line there. Now you can work out the entire time from there. We'll see. Here comes Mark van Rensburg. Mark's also going into the pits in 2nd place. So next man back is Goos, who has pitted. He is now out on good grief. He's back on softs. So Melvin is a sucker for punishment, or just believes that his tires will just never blow up. So he's gone out on softs and come back out on softs. Jason's moving. Mark's moving. Here comes Melvin. Jason's exiting the pits. This is close. And Melvin's passed him. Melvin up into 1st place. Jason dropped down one position, second. Mark van Rensburg third. Interesting. Yes, Chris, the halo, as I said, you do have an option to turn it off. We just see it like that from a commentary camera, which would be this camera. This is kind of another view from further back in the cockpit with the halo there, and then the chase cameras. So, Jason, a net 1.6 second plus the gap, so almost a 2 second loss for that pit stop for Jason. Safenton now in the pits in 10th place. Stewart and Ulifi go past. Safenton still in the pits. Here comes Pretorius. Where's Safenton? There he comes. 13th, so he's dropped 4 positions in that pit stop. And we've got 17 minutes to go in this race. Ryan Hill, 8 tenths behind Jude Stewart as they come into Maggots, Beckett's complex, and onto the Hanger Straight via Chapel. So 149.1. Jason, first lap out the pits, 159.7. Mark, a 2:07. It wasn't the quickest lap from Mark, that's for sure. Moritz Malherbe in 4th is 7 seconds down the road in 4th place from Mark van Rensburg. So that's not over yet. Let's see how it goes. Yes, Barry, I agree. Not sure his tyre choice is wise, but hey, he's in first place, buddy. He managed to hang on to 3rd for the first stint on softs. They must be red, and here's the proof in the pudding. He's 4 tenths down on his delta, and that gap is closing, mind you. Jason was about 1.7 seconds. It's now 0.9. So Jason pushing hard to close the gap. This is that rhythm section. Got to be smooth through here. Renaud Ulifi in the pits. Dropping down to 13th. Louis Safenton goes through into 12th. Next up will be Engelbrecht. 14th place. Stefanus Engelbrecht still coming along. Ulifi's out and they're going, so that's it. Sass van der Westhuizen in 15th with Krayling, who joined us late 7 laps back. Right, start of lap 17 here, 148.3 versus 147.8. Jason's half a second quicker at the moment. Oh, Neil. Have to talk to his chief mechanic who only gave him mediums or hards as an option. I'll tell you, from my commentary perspective, we've watched this happen since right back to the first race at Red Bull Ring, where Johan Goos blitzed the whole field, I think it was, maybe the next track, sorry, on hards, while everyone was driving mediums. So the fact that people are driving softs and they're hanging in there for 45 minutes, well, 23 minutes and 23 minutes is it's interesting to say the least. Chris Janker shouting, Melvin's up front, Warwick Stewart here sitting in 10th place, driving like a man possessed. He's chasing Ryan Hill just up ahead. Whoopsie, sorry. My makeshift microphone that is draped around my neck. I'm getting a new set of headphones tomorrow, so hopefully this problem will be solved. mistakenly lost our co-commentator Nick Hodgson on Monday night because of these headphones, so it's time I bought a new pair. Barry's saying looks like he's nursing those tires. Jason's getting closer. Pass is going to happen here soon by the looks of things. Oh, Melvin putting up some good resistance, but locking up there a little bit and then running deep. Jason just biding his time, just pacing him and following him around the track. Yep, here comes Jason going around the outside. There's done. I was trying to get on board with Melvin, sorry, but that's it. He's dropped to second, but if you watch now, you'll see he doesn't exactly drop off the pace. He will stay with Jason. Well, he did in the first segment, so running wide. Uh-oh. Sas van der Westhuizen back in the pit. Mark van Rensburg now trying to close the gap down to Melvin. He's just gone under 2 seconds. We'll watch from here because this will tell us how quickly Melvin's tyres are going off. He is kind of in touch still with Jason, but locking up. Mark van Rensburg gap here. 1.8 seconds. 1.6 seconds. 149.7, 147.1. Mark over half a second quicker on that lap alone, so I have to agree. With 11 minutes and 30 seconds to go, Melvin is I think he's regretting the soft choice. And it comes down even more to 1.2. So if Mark takes the position back, it's going to be the status quo will have been put back in place as they were in the first sector, with Jason leading, Mark second, and Melvin Koos in third. Gap now to 1 second. Barry on YouTube saying he's running a lot of rear bias. We're talking now about Melvin Koos here. You can see there's a lot of rear wheel lockup. Gaps down to 0.7. So Mark has made up 1.5 seconds on that last lap. As they're coming past a slow marker here. This is Krayling, I think. Yeah. Melvin, Mark hit that curb a bit hard. And sliding. Yeah, I think his tyres are game over. The gap between him and Jason it's 2.3 seconds and going. Jason 147.9, Melvin 149.1. And slip sliding around, as does Mark as he follows him onto the grass. And he runs wide. Here comes a chance now. Melvin going to go down around the loop very tight. Mark's got the drive, no contact. And there he goes, back into second place. Melvin did well for 22-9 for 15 minutes. He managed to hold the lead, but softs, I don't think, from what Barry and Neil have told me, they just don't work. You can't run softs. The softs are definitely keeping us entertained. Right, further back, Jude Stewart here doing a great job in driving into 5th place. A bit of a lonely race. 3 seconds down the road, Marco Graka. This is Bjorn's teammate, Bjorn Buchner, and further 10 seconds back. Daryl Mulder, 8th place. All of these names, okay, Daryl Mulder specifically is new. I don't recall seeing of him at the last Grand Prix, F3, but I could be mistaken. Our man Ryan Hill in 9th place. He's 2.5 seconds off the back end of Mr. Mulder. 10th place, Warwick Stewart. Oh dear, what's going on here? Warwick Stewart, Pretorius Safontaine. There's a lot of... Oh, sorry, they're going past the back marker. I think that's Krayling again. No, that's not Krayling. That's Sass. No, it's not Sass. That was Stefan Engelbrecht. 14th, Renault. 13th. Melvin Koos is in the pits. Ladies and gentlemen, he has had to change those tyres and he is coming out on another pair of softs. He's dropped a position to Moritz Malherbe. Yeah, good point, Neil. Maybe his pressures were wrong, but he enjoys driving with them and he's come back out. So that's 3 pit stops, 3 tyre changes. He's got 7 minutes here. Okay, where did Moritz just go to? Moritz had a problem there, so Melvin's back into 3rd place. We'll see what his lap times are once he settles down. But he's a good 24.5 seconds off the back of Mark van Rensburg in 2nd. But he is in 3rd. So Moritz Malherbe has got a 5.6 second gap up to Melvin to make up if he's going to get onto the podium, and he has 6 minutes and 30 seconds to do it in. Mark van Rensburg, 146.6 that last lap. Chasing hard to get onto the back of Jason. It's not far away, 2.6 seconds with 6 minutes to go. I'll tell you what, if Jason has to have one bad incident or a little wide on a corner, Mark's going to be up his tailpipe. Chris Janker, 7 minutes, Melvin back in the front. No, I don't think so, pal. Wishful thinking. Luffield. Onto the Old Main Straight here. Wood through Woodcote. Two and a half seconds, the gap. Helicopter view as they go through Maggots and Beckett's. Can see there's a very definitive racing line through there. And you have to get it right, otherwise you just hemorrhage time going on to the Hanger Straight. Now, here comes the interesting bit. It's 5 minutes to go and Jason's coming up to some back markers. This is now going to make or break his race, depending on how easily he gets past these guys. Let's see if Mark van Rensburg's closed that gap up to 1.2 seconds. Oh, Mark's pushing hard. Four minutes to go. I'm sure Jason will make it onto the pass. Yeah, he will. There's still at least 2 laps to go. 3 laps at least. But Mark is Mark is holding station here at 1.2 seconds. Jason makes light work of that pass, as does Mark. Oh, Mark got a good drive through the back end of Beckett's Chapel corner onto the hanger straight. He's under a second gap now. He's definitely closing up to Jason. This is the closest race on the track. Everyone else is, as you can see, 1.5 seconds or more. So we're going to stay and watch this if you guys don't mind. Yes, Chris Stewart in 5th. Excellent job for Jude Stewart. He's also, I'm sure, new or maybe a return member, but he's new as far as I kind of know. I don't recall seeing him in any of the previous races, but great drive to 5th place. Mark trying hard to close this gap. 2 minutes 40 seconds to go. Jason has got a lot of pressure to soak up now. As they bomb down Wellington into the famous Brooklands and then Luffield, part of the old track complex. The gap stayed the same for that lap, 0.8 of a second. So Jason seems to be managing this. Thank you, Stanley. He raced Imola as his first race. That was Jude Stewart, which Imola was the last race, I think. Look at this, look at this, look at Mark. Right onto the tail of Jason through Maggots and Beckett's. Okay, let me tell you what, Jason's feeling this pressure. They both get past that slow marker. They come through Stowe now. 1.5 minutes of the race left. Jason's now got a lot of defending to do. Mark has got nothing to lose. Going to follow him from this view. At least, here we go. Start of another lap. Lap 25 now. These two on mediums. Melvin Goes a good third on softs, but 3 pit stops. 27 seconds back and 10 seconds ahead of Moritz in 4th. So, strategic little plan there from Melvin. Oh. 30 seconds to go. Jason holding station. Mark pushing hard. I'm sure a lot of us have felt the anxiety either being in either of these two drivers' positions, being chased down or doing the chasing. Now we'll see how quick Mark gets through Maggots and Beckett's this lap. There's a really good line through here. Jason maybe had a problem on his lap, but watch this. He cuts it tight here, drops a gear, goes into Chapel, onto the straight. No, didn't get any closer there. Jason seems to be managing it well on their final lap. It's only a couple of corners more that Mark can do anything, and the back marker's in the way. Oh dear, this is close. The back marker just dives off the track. Oh, Mark almost gets down the inside. That was close. Wow, how was that for a finish? Very good drive from Mark van Rensburg. Great stuff. Great stuff. Melvin coming in for 3rd. Did very well here. And over he goes for an awesome third place. Melvin, great drive, my man. Excellent stuff. Fourth. Oh, we got a change here. Stewart and Grucker. There's a position change. Fifth and sixth. Jude Stewart, he was battling. I think he had an off or a slide, but Grucker's gone ahead of him. So fourth, Moritz is finished. Fourth place done. Grucker coming over the line, or coming to the line now. Coming through club. Marco Grucker takes a fifth place. Jude Stewart a couple of cars back. Here he comes through club and onto the straight. That's a good sixth. Bjorn Buchner seventh. Daryl Mulder eighth. Warwick Stewart ninth. Here he comes. Let me see if I can find Mr. Geldenhuys. He's not here. Mr. Geldenhuys, please come in and get yourself into our off-air channel so I can have a little chat with you, my man. Come on, Peter. And there's all the cars doing their obligatory donuts and spins and burning out of tires. And yep, Ryan Hill finished. Stefanus Engelbrecht finished. Did a great job there. 14th place. Sas van der Westhuizen 15th. All done and dusted. Okay, there we go. Give me 2 seconds here. We're going to put that to the static image and I'm going to pull Mr. Geldenhuys in. Mr. Geldenhuys, how are you, sir?
Good evening, Alan. Yeah, nice to invite me over.
You're welcome, sir. Thank you for joining me. How's it going, my friend?
Yeah, under the circumstances, we're doing quite well. Just listening with one ear to what our president says about town issues. But I must say, great race and nice close finish there, and very nice to see Jason on track again.
Wasn't it? Hey, it was great to see Jason racing in an F3 race. Very nice to see him here. So, what's the developments going down with the sim racing crew? What can you tell us?
Well, as a new outfit this season, we started off quite well, and as we know, all the issues around the country and happenings, a lot of issues on guys' minds and so on.
Exactly.
Our focus primarily was on the ACC racing, and not so sure on the F3 racing. Just myself and Dirk Swanepoel competing F3 side, and basically what's lying ahead for us now is the GT3 championships, still up for grabs.
Yes.
Going on to that for next week's last GT3 race on the AC side. So I'm quite anxious and looking very much forward to that one.
Yes, there's a couple of teams that are in for some interesting placements there, and as you say, it'll be our last race on AC at Mosport in Canada. I'm not sure if you've been following the Solidarity races. It looks like they're going to be stepping down from ACC to AC for their race at the Green Hell at the Neuschleife in a couple of weeks' time, or I'm not sure what the exact date is. But interesting to see people still actively wanting to use AC, the Assetto Corsa original sim racing game, as a platform to have races on.
I must say I'm quite surprised that they went that route, but it will be a very interesting affair, I'm sure, and I will be definitely joining there, and I'm sure most of the sim racing crew as well. I remember we had SRA Sim Racing South Africa had a race there not too long ago, so
yes.
Looking forward for that one.
Excellent. Yes. Well, Peter, Not much more then for me to say. Let me see if there's any questions from the YouTube channel, if anybody's got something they want to ask. Barry saying thanks to everyone, nice race, etc., etc. Dirk, yes, he also enjoyed it. Looks like everyone just had a good time, and they're kind of just listening to what we've got to say right now. So, anything else you want to say to your team before we end off for tonight, Peter?
I have to say, the sim racing crew is only in the starting state of things. So we hope to develop into a more bigger team, follow the DWR lead. But anyway, I must say, I'm very glad to see a lot of new guys doing sim racing, stepping up to the wheels, doing what they do best. So yeah, I'm looking forward to next season, and the way things going now, sim racing is quite healthy.
Definitely. For those of you that don't know, Peter and myself kind of work pretty closely together with a lot of off the scenes practicing sessions and preparing for certain endurance races and so on. Paterson Works Racing and the Sim Racing crew have had some discussions about some things that I can say or may not say right now, but we'll see what happens in the future here.
Oh, great. Thanks, Alan. Yeah, I must say a lot of making use of skills and all the know-hows in other teams. It will just help to make the sport grow. I mean, it's definitely becoming a business if you can look at what's happening in the world right now. So yeah, quite interesting times ahead.
Exactly. Great. Peter, thanks very much again for joining me in the studio, my friend. And well done to all the drivers tonight. Jason for winning, Mark van Rensburg for second place, and Melvin Goos for third. We'll catch up with you guys again. I'm not too sure when, but yeah, thanks for coming, and good night, everyone. Cheers, Peter.
Yes, Alan, thank you. And oh, very well raced, guys. Awesome to see.
Cool. Cheers, guys. See ya.